Hey everybody, it's Atheist for the Cause here with a new article review for you. And this one is about Maria Sharapova coming off her ban. She doped and now she recently came back. And she was gone for 15 months. Now this story is kind of interesting because she tried to get into the French Open and she has only been back, like, she's only had two tournaments from her doping ban um, since coming back. So the way these tournaments work is if you're a high enough rank, you get in, and then they try to fill, the rest of the tournament with what they call wild cards, where it's getting in isn't determined based on your rank, it's just determined on who they pick. Now, they denied Sharapova a wild card because, they say things like, if your rank drops because of injury, that's a good reason to get a wild card, and I agree with that. But if your rank drops because of doping, you shouldn't get a wild card, and that's a perfectly reasonable stance to have. But the thing is, according to this article, Sharapova already had two wildcard entries into the tournament. So, not this tournament, but other tournaments. So, can you just imagine if a man was banned for 15 months for doping, then came back and started getting wildcards into tournaments, the outrage? Because one thing I've noticed recently, and this is the actual point of my video, anytime that men do something wrong in sports, there's this huge moral outrage, especially by feminists. And then when women do something wrong in sports, Hope Solo is another great example. She beat a child and still got to represent the United States of America in the World Cup. She beat a child. She got kicked out of a house, beat her sister, beat her 17-year-old nephew. They kicked her out. She jumped a fence, came back in, and she started beating him more. The nephew had to pull a fake gun on her, and it still didn't stop her from beating him. And so yeah, but then there are all these other issues where men do something wrong, and they not only want a suspension, they want the man to never play again, like Ray Rice. They don't want him to ever play again. And yeah, I really am equating what Ray Rice did, hitting a woman, to what Hope Solo did, even though I shouldn't be, because Hope Solo beat a frickin' child. Ray Rice hit a woman. He didn't hit a child. Now look at what Adrian Peterson. Maybe that's a better equation. They didn't want him to ever play again either, and he beat a child. And Hope Solo didn't even get a suspension, and Maria Sharapova, she gets the ban because there are like objective rules that have to be followed. But then she comes back. Now she's not allowed in this tournament, thankfully, but for the wild card. But she gets a wild card in two tournaments right off the bat, and so it's just the double standard is funny. And getting those wild cards is huge because especially in some of the smaller tournaments, she's gonna go win the tournament most likely, and she's gonna she already boosted her rank to just outside the top 200 by getting just in two wild card tournaments. And if she had gotten into the French Open and done well, she would have boosted it incredibly high. So, or a lot, not incredibly high, but she would have boosted it a lot. So, over in the future, I pay close attention to sports. I'm probably going to be giving more, especially as in soccer, it's really bad. But I'll probably be raising more awareness about the double standards and how men are treated when they break the rules, and how women are treated when they break the rules, not only by the agencies in power, but also by the moral outrage machines such as the feminists. And keep an eye on these double standards, and talk about them to other people, and hopefully we can have the women punished as much as the men are punished, so that we don't have a double standard. All right, everybody. Have a good day.